escapades. The gap in meaning would be obvious to my wife. Garthine would want me to have a good time, but would appreciate my pretending not to, since she was working nights. She texted back, "Drink more, kiss." That felt good, because my wife does not kiss lightly. Back in the corridor, Michael Bonner was dabbing at his phone, waiting to go into the toilet after me. Nobody resented Michael for still being into cocaine, because we all understood that for him, the bathroom was a kind of time machine. He would come out a few minutes later looking startled, having visited himself at a house party from 5 years ago, before he had met Kamara and had twin girls. I knew from experience to avoid Michael until much later on in the evening, when his drugs had run out and he hated himself a little. Then he became quite likeable. On my wife's advice, I quickly finished my large glass of wine before heading back into the lounge. There, Lee, our host, was preparing drinks. I watched him rhythmically slam a tea towel full of ice cubes against the edge of the dining table. An ineffective way to crush ice, but undeniably impressive. In the kitchen, I found his wife, Marie, very beautiful with a high forehead and good wrinkles, lighting a cigarette off the hob. I knew it was not a problem for Garthine, my talking to Marie. Marie and Lee have always carried an air of tremendous financial sexual security. It's also clear Marie has spent her whole adult life being the attractive person and finds it not exactly boring, just unworthy of comment. She waved away the smoke as I approached. "Ray," she said, "great you're here." I made an exaggerated play of sucking in the second-hand smoke, and she laughed silently, which made what was left in her lungs come out. Strange how different it felt, taking in Marie's exhalations compared to the mouth juices of Dave Finlay. She hopped up onto the counter to blow smoke more accurately out of the narrow window. Her bare calves on the white, handle-free cabinet were pretty special. I knew that Garthine would think it weird for me not to notice them. Not registering them would be a sign that I was too frightened to look for fear of combusting with repressed lust. Her legs were outstanding. That was no problem. She had a semicircle-shaped scar that made her left kneecap look cheerful. "I've been the pace car this evening, Ray." I hadn't noticed. "My husband sent me here to take a long, slow drink of delicious water," she said. "You seem sober," I said. "I'd put you in charge of heavy machinery." "Lee says I'm too old for this. Too old to make it work." "You have one of those faces that never look drunk. Try slurring something," I said. She looked down at her lap. "Chuffley," she said. "There you go," I said. "Unglaspurdoon," she said. "Great, now you're more convincing." She smiled and squinted at me through the smoke. "You are starting to seem good-looking," she said. This was fine, by the way. Garthine could have been in the room with us, and it would not have been an issue. "I worry the wine has compromised an authentic sense of your own agency," I said, "so it's morally impossible for us to sleep together." "But what if the wine has just allowed me access to my true feelings?" she said. "As a modern man, I make no assumptions. I'd need very clear signals. I will literally never assume anything about anyone. That's how modern I am." "What if I dragged you upstairs?" she said. "Well, I'd lie completely still on the bed, make no movements whatsoever, and if you chose of your own volition, then you'd let me feed on you," she said. "Then I would facilitate your needs." "Lucky Garthine," she said. The mention of my wife's name was proof, if any were needed, that she had been implicitly in the room throughout the preceding exchange. Marie handed me her cigarette because she knows that, after a few drinks, I have a fondness for the third quarter. There was lipstick on the filter. She was not wearing lipstick that looked like she was wearing any, but here it was. Lee came in with 2 drinks. "Is the pace car on blocks yet?"